so let me get this. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Jesse, or Dukes the Credit Beast, as some of you may know me. We're running from the CEU, the Consumer Enforcement Unit. I'm happy to be here. My brother Umar asked me to join to tell you guys about what happened with me recently with the repo, because I know so many people out here are dealing with that. And we're not only we dealing with it, we don't know what to do. It's almost as if once the car is taken, all hope is lost. So that's why I wanted to call this presentation Hope After Repo, because we've now found that. Now, let me see if I could share my screen so I can get this started. All right. So this is the Hope After Repo presentation, man. I'm just going to tell you guys my testimony, give you guys some game as well. But let me see. All right. Yeah, so we got here, man. I'm sorry I'm late. I'm going to make up for it, though, by dropping these gems. So introduction and background. A lot of you should know me, hopefully. I was with the Bureau Bullies for close to a year. I've been in this industry now for about 2 years. I got introduced to it through my brother Umar. I was actually part of the Him 500 mentorship group. And somebody had told me way before, there's all these laws that back us up. We don't have to, everything's already paid for, but they couldn't tell me a law. They couldn't show me a fact until I seen a presentation. Umar came on, he was dropping facts, dropping the codes to back it. And that's what got me stuck, man. You guys may have seen what I did with the Jeep. That was my first outing, man, my first attempt at consumer law to see if it worked. And after that happened, man, I was hooked. I've been stuck on it ever since. Since, us going our separate ways, I started the CEU, but as you can see, me and my brother still tight. We're still working together whenever we have the opportunity to. So what happened to me? I believe it was September 19th. I was on a study hall that we do. Somebody happened to ask me, like, what can they do if they get repo, right? So I'm like, oh, man, we need to start going at the repo companies. Nobody attacks them. All of our focus, it goes right away to the finance companies, and it goes to the dealerships. But we leave them completely alone, yet they're the ones who stole our property, right? So I was telling them, nah, if this ever happens to you, you need to hit them this way. Little did I know that very day, that's what was happening to me. Geneva, I went to the grocery store and they caught her in the parking lot, which they just go by and they scan plates, which is a violation as well. Just because it's their procedure doesn't mean it's not against the law. So I got a little video. I'll show you guys. And I sent this to Umar. He was like, fire, because this is something I put together. Some kids actually caught it when it happened to us in the parking lot. So they were able to give Geneva this video. I remember Sophia was telling me that video was important. And I'm like, yeah, because I'm thinking like, yeah, because they breached the peace. But no, it was important for this testimony. I didn't know that then, but I know that now. Now I have video of when they took it from us, and I have video when we got it back. So I'm going to play that for you guys.
Who the f is getting towed? Who the f is getting towed?
There's remedy on the table. We ain't leaving without. No more. No more. Man, I write federal complaints while I sit on the couch, including all your agents' names. I ain't leaving them out. Your returns can get it too. Disciplining themselves with nobody on your team knows what they're speaking about. Go ahead, try your best. I've been weaving around, but I'm a mic when I connect. Leave no teeth in your mouth. And I don't get tired of swinging. Never tired of swinging. Yeah, what we seen, trying to hide it, but we see it. How the tables are turning. Look at them now, they're so nervous. We're no longer part of the circus. The show's over, currents burning. How the tables are turning. Look at them now, they're so nervous. We're no longer part of the circus. Hey, but consumer law don't work, right? Hey. We're no longer part of the circus. The show's over, currents burning. 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 So that was the video that we put out, man. I got the testimony video when they took it from us, and video when we got it back. Now, oh, my bad. So I don't know. I would say I couldn't find nobody else that has done this. So it made my research really hard. But luckily for me, I study all the time. You know that saying, if you stay ready, you don't got to get ready. I'm consistently studying. So I kind of took what I already knew from the law, what had happened to me, and I started enforcing. But what I had to do to get it back was that I had to act quickly. So I sent a cease and desist 3 days after they took my vehicle. This was, so they took it on a Tuesday. On a Friday, I had sent that out. And I sent it out on that Friday. I sent it Priority Express, which is like $28. I had it ready since the very next day because I already found out who took it. I found out their address. I did all my research, but I didn't know how it would be if I pull up and they're getting the letter and how they're going to act about me getting my property outside to play it. On my way to get my property, stopped at the post office, dropped that off, paid the price. Then I went and got, like the car seats out because that's our big vehicle. We got 6 kids, so that's the one that fits us all. Sent a cease and desist. I gave them 48 hours to return my property or I was going to sue them. But, I kind of started thinking about it after. I was like, you know what? Maybe it could be looked at as frivolous if I literally just gave them 2 days after service that they had to do something about it. So 48 hours passed from that, the time that they got it, I sent a letter of intent to sue, letting them know that I was going to sue them. Now, if you guys have followed me and see me in the Bureau of Bullies, I like to press like a little bit. I like to press them a little bit, honestly. So what I did was, instead of saying I'm going to sue you in a court of competent jurisdiction, I said I'm going to sue you in the Central Eastern District Court of California, and I gave the address. So it's more so like if you don't believe me, man, this is where you're going to have to pull up to see me, right? I sent them that. 48 hours came and went. And at the same time, I filed complaints on their license because in California, they have to have a special repossession license through the Bureau of Security Investigation System or something like that. I filed a complaint against their license, filed a complaint with the CFPB, all at the same time I'm doing this. So I'm following up. When my 48 hours was up, I hit them again like I said I would. And I did exactly what I said I would do, which is something that we always tell people. Whatever you say in your letter, think of that as your own contract. Do not break your own contract, right? You make your complaint, you say your demand, you give them a time frame. When the time frame comes and goes, you have to act and do what you said you're going to do. I had them served by the sheriffs and the post office. The sheriff's, it only was $40, and I was really surprised by that because I was like, damn, I'm going to get to have the sheriffs pulling up. You know what I mean? With the sirens, all that, like the whole show, the whole thing was put fear in them like they try to put in us, right? So I had them served by the sheriffs and by the post office. But most importantly, I sued them. And I see a lot of people, they'll talk about that. They hit that point. They send, their notice of default, and they send a letter of intent to sue. And then a year passes and they still haven't sued them. They're doing CFPB complaints. So had I done that, then they would have just sent it off to auction. I would have lost the vehicle. But it's because I sued them that I was able to get it back. So why was I able to sue them? Because a lot of people might think, well, this is the way that it goes. You know what I mean? Let me get this up to the side. A lot of people probably like, well, this is the way that it goes. If you don't pay or you do this is what's supposed to happen. What we have to understand is that that's procedure. That is procedures that are put in place, right? Like step 1, step 2, step 3, but it is not the law. When we go and we actually look at the law, it shows otherwise. So why was I able to sue them? Firstly, because I actually had a claim that met all the elements of a claim. So therefore, they couldn't dismiss it for failure to state a claim, which we see happens a lot with pro se litigants. They're getting their cases thrown out for failure to state a claim because they don't meet the 8 elements. But if you need clarity on that, we have a free elements of a claim class on our website at themightyceu.com. Completely free, breaking that down. And why that's important for you to know is because a lot of us are getting, sued by debt collectors or whoever it may be, and they don't meet the elements of a claim, but we're not getting their cases dismissed. So we need to know. Sorry, man, someone keeps blowing me up. We need to know when they don't meet the elements, and we need to make sure that we meet the elements so that doesn't happen to us. Now, they violated my fairly protected rights. And you guys should know that they are debt collectors. They are debt collectors thoroughly by the definition. Any person attempting to collect any debt is a debt collector. So they're liable under the FDCPA. How you guys doing? You following me? You following me? Drop some shields in the chat if you guys are staying with me right now.
Yeah.
Check.
Yeah, it's good.
It was good. If you could please mute yourself, bro, while we're doing the presentation. I'm gonna open up the floor for Q&A at the end. There we go. All right, all right. Let's go. Let me drop this out of the way. So I'm gonna go into the FDCPA to show you guys, and we have a completely free FDCPA class as well. But a lot of people get hung up on let me just go there. I'm already starting to talk about it. I might as well take us there. Let me stop sharing so I can share my screen again. But a lot of people, they get hung up on debt collectors, right? When they say, oh, well, I'm a creditor collecting my own debt, and everyone gets stuck. Or these people try to say, oh, the FDCPA only applies to third-party debt collectors. Yet in the FDCPA, it doesn't say that. But we take their word because we're so used to taking the word of somebody, in a suit, looking nice and from a corporation because it seems professional. But the main thing that all of these collectors, debt collectors, even creditors collecting their own debt, what they cannot do when they are collecting their debt, let me see, is they cannot use abusive, deceptive, or unfair means. Abusive, deceptive, or unfair means. That is the point that people do not focus on. And I feel like that's where people are taking the L's. That's where they're getting stuck. But it says right there is an abundance of evidence of the use of abusive, deceptive, and unfair debt collection practices by many debt collectors. So the sections you can focus on, and not to say not to focus on nothing else, because it's all important. The FDCPA is powerful. Everybody sees it. And because it's pretty much where we start at, because it has the least amount of definitions, and most of us are actually dealing with debt collectors, they may assume that, oh, it's because it's the lightest section. No, it's actually very heavy. It's very heavy, and it goes a lot deeper than the surface. So let's get into it right here. Now, they talk about abusive, deceptive, and unfair practices. Look at letter D, 1692D, harassment or abuse. Okay, so that's going to talk about the abusive section. 1692E, false or misleading representations. Okay, so that's deceptive. That falls under that. That's covering that deceptive section. And then straight up right there, unfair practices. So let's get into it. Harassment or abuse. A debt collector may not engage in any conduct, so that means any behavior, where the natural consequence of which is to harass, oppress, or abuse any person in connection with the collection of a debt, without limiting the general application of the foregoing. The following conduct is a violation of this section. So what other reason would it be to take your own property that was already paid for in a consumer credit transaction, rather than to oppress you? Right? They use coercion. They use the threat of repossession to keep us in line, to keep us paying. Now, I'm not telling nobody to stop paying anything, especially if you're not informed enough to enforce against it, because what happens to everybody will still happen to you. But the use or threat of violence or other criminal means to harm the physical person, the reputation, or property of any person. They are stealing our property that already has a security interest and was paid for by the finance charge from the jump. They're committing fraud from the jump. So everything they do is abusive. Everything they do is harassment. Not to mention, almost every state, almost every state requires a debt collector to have a debt collection license. These repo companies are debt collectors, but they don't have a debt collection license most of the time. So they're operating without a license, which is an illegal attempt to collect a debt. But let me tell you, even if they did have a license, right? I want you guys to still come here and check out 1692D. But when we get to E, I'll show you that even if they have a license, it's still a violation. But right here, number 4, look at that. Advertisement of sale of any debt to coerce payment of the debt. What do they do when they get it? Once they have it, we have your property. We plan to sell at auction on this date. And if you don't pay, then at this time it's going to get sold. And if you do not pay us and we don't make enough money, you're going to then owe us more money on the back end. That's advertisement of a sale of a debt to coerce payment from you. That's an abusive practice, but they do it all the time. So we need to remove from our minds what is normal, what they do every day, and realize what the law says, because it's going to be two completely different things. So what I said, this is false or misleading representations. False and misleading is a lie, deception, right? If it's false, it's a lie. It means it's wrong. If it's misleading, it's a lie. That's all it's saying. These are deceptive representations. So a debt collector may not use any false, deceptive, or misleading representation or means in connection with the collection of any debt. And without limiting the general application of the foregoing, the following conduct is a violation of this section. Right away, number 1, the false representation or implication that the debt collector is vouched for, bonded by, or affiliated with the United States or any state, including the use of any badge, any uniform, or facsimile thereof, basically meaning anything that is similar to a badge or a uniform. So when they have a license with the state, wouldn't an ordinary, right, a reasonable person, that's the words we like to use, wouldn't any reasonable person then believe that what they're doing is backed by the state because they have a license to do it, right? But 1692E1 says that that's false and deceptive. That's misleading. So if they have a license, it's false and deceptive. If they don't have a license, it's an illegal attempt to collect the debt. No matter what they do, they are wrong. No matter what they do, it's a violation of your rights. And then we got 1692F, unfair practices. A debt collector may not use unfair or unconscionable means to collect or attempt to collect any debt without limiting the general application of the foregoing, the following conduct. So the following behavior, the following actions are a violation of this section. The collection of any amount. The collection of any amount, including any interest, fee, charge, or expense incidental to the principal obligation, unless such amount is expressly authorized by the agreement creating the debt or permitted by law. So even when they hit you when they get the repo, then they want to charge you for them repoing it, then they want to charge you for them keeping it. So they hit you with other fees that are not even attached to the original obligation. But I believe it is right here, number 6, taking or threatening to take any non-judicial action to affect disposition or disablement of property if there is no present right to repossession of the property claimed as collateral through an enforceable security interest, there is no present intention to take possession of the property, or the property is exempt by law from disposition or disablement. They don't have a court order to take your property. So everything they're doing is illegal. So you go through, you either get an actual, oh, my bad, it stopped sharing. Let me go back here. They either get a paper form where was I at? My bad. Current slide, okay. So they either get a paper form with your information tying them the repo with, or they send it to MV Track. It's a company called MV Track, a consumer reporting agency, right? If you know your definitions, understand the FCRA. And what they do is they now house that information. And all of these repossession companies, they have cameras on their cars. They pay a subscription for this service, and they just go through parking lots and they just scan any and everybody's plate. And if it pops up as a go, then they take it. So they don't even know that they're taking your property. They just know that it popped up as a go, and that's why they take it. So some ways you can protect yourself from repo is obviously don't stop paying while you're disputing. And I'm just going to be transparent. every time I've disputed for a vehicle, I stop paying. That's not for everybody. And I've gotten my title to vehicles as well. And I stopped paying as soon as I started enforcing. And that's just to be transparent so you guys know how I move. But I don't recommend anybody do the things that I do. Keep your vehicle behind a lock gate or in a garage, because I'll tell you, according to their own rules, they cannot go past a lock gate and they cannot go in a garage. They cannot also disturb the peace. But they believe, and I'm just telling you this because they'll tell you that they can do it. If you have a gate with a latch, but it is not locked, they truly believe they can go lift that latch, open that gate, and step onto your property to get the vehicle. And of course, if you're lucky enough to catch them in the attempt and stop them, then you can send a cease and desist to that repo company, which would hopefully help them, will help you to have them not come and try to contact you again, not come and try to collect that property again, that debt again, right? Or let's just thinking out loud, if you were to look up the repo companies in your area, you can send them a cease and desist just to get ahead of it, to potentially stop them from even attempting to take action on you. Another thing is because they scan license plates, and I'm not giving nobody this advice, I'm just speaking out loud, so take it how you want to take it. You could use dealership plates or have your plate covered at some point in time when you park, and they won't even know that it's your vehicle unless there's a tracker in your car. But I believe somebody told me in the state of Texas, they just made trackers illegal, so they're starting to take them out of all the vehicles, which means that that'll eventually happen in every other state as well. So some ways that you can stay connected with us. You can follow me on IG. It's Dukes the Credit Beast, or the Mighty CEU LLC. That's the company page. We also have a monthly membership. It's called the University, where we meet what's going to be every single Wednesday now at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And we go over various acts, different scenarios. We do case studies. And every week we let the people vote on what they want us to go over next. So we give you guys, like, let's say 5 topics. You guys vote on it. Majority rules. That's what we do the next week. And once a month, we do giveaways as well, like free consultations and what have you. You could take advantage of our 4 free courses. We have an FDCPA. It's me breaking down the FDCPA. We got TILA getting broken down, 8 elements of claim being broken down by my sister, Sophia, and administration tips and strategies being broken down by Sophia as well. Those are all 100% free. And you can get all of that at themightyceu.com, or you can join our completely free Facebook group. You just search the Mighty CEU, and all that other information will be in there as well. So now I understand that it's going to be scary when this happens to you. And now I know exactly how it feels. And I think everything happens for a reason. And this happened to me so I could feel that sense of helplessness that night that it was taken. You know, I tried to figure out, I couldn't even figure out who took it or where it was. And I had to deal with going and picking up my wife and picking up my youngest son from the grocery store. Well, he's sad about the car being taken. He don't know what's going on. You know, my wife is sad about it happening. I'm sad that it happened, and I can't stop. I couldn't prevent it. And the night that it was taken, I was overwhelmed with the feeling that I was failing because I couldn't even figure out who to punch, right? I couldn't even figure out who to hit yet because they were withholding all of that information from me. So I may have been one of the first or one of the very few to do this. But the goal is for me to not be the last. This needs to be a normal thing when this happens to us. Because if it continues to be a normal thing, what do you think is going to happen? They're going to stop taking the assignments. If they stop taking the assignments, then there's no concern of a repossession. And we can enforce, not to say carelessly, but we can enforce with a little bit less stress on our backs. Because when I had sued them, they finally got served on a Friday at 3:30 in the afternoon. They call me on a Saturday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, their attorney, talking about, oh, they just happen to be in the office. Because it's all mind games when it comes to dealing with attorneys. They said they just happen to be in the office and they seen this on their desk, so they want to give me a call. Then they slip up and tell me that nobody else is in the office because the office is closed on Saturdays. So they came in specifically for me, asked me if I dropped the case, they'll give me back the vehicle on Monday, right? On Monday, I went, that's when I got that video of me getting the vehicle, and they were nervous. Like, it was so crazy to see, and just to know, like, man, consumer law truly works. You have so many people saying that it doesn't, but we have to be willing to enforce. So I know none of us really want to go to court, but remember that statement, the sentence I just said, no, nobody wants to go to court. Nobody as in me, nobody as in you, and nobody as in them as well. All it does is cost everybody money. And once it goes up to court, anybody could lose, right? I could technically lose. They could lose even if they technically beat me. I could lose even if I beat them because it's not in our hands anymore. People don't like that. We want to be in control. Neville, go ahead.
Hey, what's going on, Just?
What's up?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, does all this work even though if the car is in your business name?
Well, it'll take some more explaining. But yes, if you study the Truth in Lending Act, right? And you understand that everything is truly a consumer credit transaction, because let's say you more than likely got it under your EIN, right?
Correct.
What do they need from you to get your EIN? The credit card. Because we only truthfully have one account. We only have one account. It's that account, that open-end credit plan account.
Gotcha.
Everything stems from that. Why did you start a business? For your personal, for your family, and for your household? Every single thing we do is a consumer credit transaction. It would just be up to you to articulate that.
Got you. Understood.
No doubt.
Appreciate you.
Likewise,
Appreciate you too, Brother Umar.
Yes, indeed.
My pleasure. So, y'all remember to respect our brother's time before he takes any more questions. Number one, everybody go to the website and support them. That's one. Number two, give them a shout out on Instagram. Number three, recognize the power of this call. He's telling you he was transparent enough to say, yo, y'all see me on Instagram. Most people are afraid to do that. My car got repossessed, and I'm telling y'all what I did to get it back. So y'all have to really recognize the power in this call. So y'all do that first. Support our brother first. That's number one. And then try to keep it to one question, because we do have to respect him and his team's time. So I appreciate you again, bro. I'm gonna mute out and y'all keep raising y'all hand.
Thank you. Yeah, what's crazy is in the university, we always tell them things first before we tell anybody publicly. And I decided to tell them that my car was taken before I even knew I was gonna get it back. So that was like such an empowering moment to know that I didn't hide it from my students. They knew I took this, this loss, right? They knew I took this lesson. And I got to come back 2 weeks later and tell them, oh, remember when I told you this was happening? Remember when I told you I'm going to do exactly what I tell you guys to do? Well, this is how it ended up playing out for me. I got the car back. So it was just powerful being able to do that. Like you said, being transparent in a moment where it looked like I was vulnerable actually led to being one of the most powerful moments for me just feeling that, like, yeah, I wasn't afraid to hide the lesson in the beginning to share the win after. Nurse turn trader. I'm sorry if I'm messing up your names there. I'm known for that.
No, you're good.
I usually have Crystal reading names because I'm terrible at it.
You're good. I was just gonna ask, when you guys eventually got the repo, was there not a charge off on your credit report? Because that's kind of what I'm dealing with. I got it charged off first, and then they told me that whenever they do pick up the car, and then the repo, and then of course they would sell it at the auction and all of that. So I was just wondering, can I get ahead of it, since they've already told me over the phone that they were going to sell it at auction? If I don't pay, I would have to pay whatever that they don't make at auction.
So you're talking about they already repoed it and it's
no, they haven't repoed it.
Oh, okay.
But the finance company, basically said all of that over the phone.
Yeah. So mine was charged off as well, because I started enforcing on this vehicle. But teaching, it honestly takes up a lot of time, a lot of energy. So my focus went to teaching or studying to help somebody else. So I kind of put my own stuff on the back burner. But my vehicle got charged off almost immediately after when I started disputing it. I haven't paid on that vehicle, like I said, full transparency, probably about a year and a half now. Probably been about a year and a half that I haven't paid on it. And now that it got repoed from a company that's they have 4 or 5 locations in Southern California. I hit them, they're not going to touch it again. It's not even a concern anymore. But I still got work to do, and I got to hit the finance company to finalize it, get my title, and shut all this down. But yes, you can get ahead of it. You can still do this dispute process with the finance company until, you know, if they end up, they probably already did order a repo. So what happened is what I said is that they probably went to like the MV Track company, which is a consumer reporting agency, and they have it now in this database. So if you just happen to be somewhere where a tow truck driver is, they may not even necessarily be looking for you. They're just looking for a car to repo, and they scan your plate and it comes up as a go. So it would definitely be wise to get on top of it. And that's when I was saying, oh, well, thinking out loud, if I were to try to prevent it, maybe I look up repossession lots in the area that I'm staying in the area I live, and send them cease and desist already, just to be like, don't even try it. So you don't even have to wait the amount of time that I waited. I had to send, a cease and desist. I had to then send a letter of intent to sue. If they're already put on notice and you have proof because you send it certified mail with the green return receipt, then you don't have to take all the extra steps I did. It could just be a letter of intent to sue, lawsuit right after, because they violated the cease and desist.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much.
No problem, no problem. Project Edit My Credit.
Hi, Dukes, the credit beast.
What's up?
This Chelsea. Okay, so you had said that you didn't know what happened or who had it. How did you get the scoop?
I didn't know who had it that night because study hall happens around 6 p.m. for me. So by the time I got my wife back home and all that, I want to say maybe it was like 8 o'clock at night for us. So I really had no one to call. I called the sheriff's department, trying to get that information, right? The police station, trying to get the information. They wouldn't give it to me. They were saying I had to call the finance company. So first thing in the morning, I called the finance company and played the part I needed to play, which was just that I was just concerned. They got the vehicle. I got car seats in there. I need to get my kids to and from wherever it is I need to take them. So I need to get my car seats as soon as possible. I need the information of where my vehicle is. After I got that information, the address and the name of the company, that's when I started doing the rest of my research, finding out who was a registered agent, finding out who's the owner, finding out all of that information about them. And then I formulated my complaint.
Thank you.
No problem. And actually tomorrow as well, I have the Repo Reaper class I'm doing, which is it's a full-on presentation in depth. I'm going to show you guys all the laws that every single law that I used, why I was able to use it. I'm going to read you guys an example. I'm going to read you guys my letter, my notice of dispute, my cease and desist, all of that. So it can be more in depth, more hands-on, so that you have an even better scope of how to attack. Because like I said, if I did this and somebody else does this, another person does it, now there's going to be that concern with every vehicle they pick up. Is this going to be like that last one I heard about? Is this going to be like what that one that got hit over there that I seen pop up? It's going to start going around. They're going to be a lot more weary. They're probably not going to start taking these assignments anymore. Jack Suppinger. I said, my bad, you guys. I'm not good with this.
Jack's just fine.
Right, all right.
Hey there. I have a question. I have a book called Mastering Secured Transactions under Article 9 of the Uniform Commercial Code.
Okay.
And it talks about basically properly establishing a security interest by filing basically a lien with the Secretary of State.
Yeah.
So when they come to repo a vehicle and they don't have a proper security interest filed, or the financing company doesn't either, wouldn't that be considered theft?
It is considered theft. They don't like when you use the word theft instead of repossession. So the words that I use is illegally seized.
Okay.
Unlawfully or illegally seized my property. I won't say that you stole, even though that's what it is. The second you say that, they start going into a play of words. It's repossession. It's not stealing. You know what I mean? So, and I also, I don't utilize any UCC codes. I strictly stick to federal law, which is the USC's. But that is important. If you do a UCC 11 search for a lien, more than likely there's no lien on your property. More than likely there's no liens on you whatsoever. Any transaction you've entered into. But I've seen people do what you're talking about, and the end of the day, they still get their cars taken.
Okay, that was my question. And then the class that you're doing tomorrow, that's going to be on the mightyceu.com.
You can go there to get a ticket to the class. It's called the Repo Reaper class. It's happening at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So that one will go through. I'm going to show, because we understand they violated the FDCPA, but I'm also going to take you down to the FCRA. I got some constitutional stuff I'm going to bring up. So it just takes up a lot of time. It's probably going to be about a 2-hour class or so. But at the end of it, you guys should have a full scope. Right now, you guys already got a good idea what you can do, what I did, but you'll have the full scope of how to attack.
Okay, I'm very interested in that because I've filed over 30 lawsuits. I love to sue. So I'm definitely going to be on that.
Yeah, I got to step my lawsuit game up. I ain't filed that many.
Okay, thank you, Jesse.
No problem, no problem. Erica.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, and yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. So my excuse me, I'm sorry. My first question is, what did you say that system is called? Like that basically gives all the repo companies access?
It's called M as in Michael, V as in Victor, track with no K, TRAC, I believe.
MV track. Okay.
Yep.
Excuse
So
me.
don't think of them as anything special. They are a consumer reporting agency by definition. That's all we worry about is what the law says. We don't care about what they say. They'll call themselves something else. But if they give out reports on your reputation, your mode of living, right? Any of those things, that's a consumer reporting agency. So treat them as such.
Okay. Thank you for that. And my question is almost on the line of like the nurses. I'm sorry, my daughter interrupted me, so I couldn't hear everything.
No worries.
Long story short, okay, so just I had some stuff that happened over the summer where I was out of work for a while, and got behind on the car payment. So they told me, okay, well, make one more car payment, and they would, they would work with me and try to do a deferment and put everything on the back end. I said, okay. Finally got a chance to make another payment. Now they're telling me, well, we got the car out for repossession, and they're telling me I gotta pay $39.38 in order to keep the car. They told me as of November the 30th, that the car will go into charge off if they haven't received any type of payment. Well, specifically, the payment of at least $2,700 to keep that. Um, I went ahead because I have been a part of the Bureau Bullies. Well, I'm an Avenger now, so I went ahead and I started looking into all of this. I do follow you, by the way, so thank you.
For that.
But I went ahead and I started looking into a lot of this. It's like, just long story short. I'm sorry. Let me just make this long story short. I don't have it to try to give to them right now. I'm behind on a lot of stuff because I'm just getting back into work. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, okay, just the first thing that you said do is try to go ahead and do a cease and desist and find the companies that are around the area. Am I correct?
You could do that. I won't lie to you and say I've tried that because I haven't. Like I said, that's just me thinking outside the box. But a lot of the time when it comes to enforcing the law, you do have to think outside the box. The way that I attacked them, nobody took me and showed me how to do it. So it was me thinking outside the box, and it led to me getting the vehicle back. They told me basically I had to pay $11,000 if I wanted to get it back. And that wasn't even the total I owe. They just said $11,000 to reinstate it, get it back. And obviously I didn't pay that. I'm not going to have no intention of it.
Understood. And I got like I said, the same thing that the nurse was saying that I got the same thing on the phone. They were saying that, again, even though it's going to go into charge off, and we all know about charge offs mean, okay, now you're about to get an insurance claim off of it, basically. But they're telling me the same thing they told her. Once they go into charge off, if they do still turn around and get possession of the car, then I'm responsible for all, everything that's owed
They
on it.
sell it. They're responsible for whatever they didn't get out of the vehicle, whatever the balance is left over. all of that, which is all coercion. It's all abusive. It's all oppressive. What
Mhm.
other reason would it be than to tell you that and make threats to you for something that stemmed from a credit transaction?
Agreed. Understood. Yeah. And the only other thing is that I definitely didn't like what you just made stood out to me is the fact that they told me that if I have anything that is personal in the car, then I'm gonna have to pay for it to get it back.
Nah, then that's complete. That's completely like holding your stuff for ransom. They're
Right.
your vehicle now. That's your personal property. At least here in California, they can't do that.
Okay. Okay. Well, I definitely appreciate this class tonight for sure. I feel like I know which direction I definitely need to make sure I go in with everything.
Definitely. Wit.
Hi,
Hey, how you doing?
I'm great. Thank you for your time tonight. So my question is, so early in the year I bought a car and I refinanced it into my business name. Well, when I refinanced it into my business, the original company sent me the title.
Mhm.
And the new company wanted me to go put a lien on the title myself. Well, I never did that. So I have a clear-cut title to my vehicle, but I still pay the note because I don't understand the process of it. So what could you steer me kind of sort of in the right direction of where would be my first step of um kind of breaking the tie of the loan that I have with the other company?
Well, if the title isn't because some states the title's a little bit different, but say here in California, if they gave me the title and there's no lien holder on it, that means that it's completely mine. So you'd have to do your research on that title if there's a lien holder attached to it, which obviously there probably isn't because they're telling you to add them to it. You could also go to the DMV wherever your state is and ask them if there's a lien holder. And on your insurance that you have on your vehicle, do you have you have to report that obviously to again the lien holder. If there is nobody being reported to on your insurance as a lien holder, nobody at the DMV holding a lien against your vehicle, and no lien on your title, I would say that why would they have any claim to your property? You just have to start with a dispute process, at least a notice of dispute, which is not something to be scared of as though it's something major. A notice of dispute is literally a letter letting them know that there's a dispute. You have a disagreement or you have a question. You just titling it notice of dispute.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. We got Samuel.
Hi Jesse, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Yourself?
Good. Um, so I also have a vehicle, which is also my business name. I bought it this year. I haven't stopped paying it though, but I wanna get the title and the down payment that I made on it. So I'm new to all this um bureau bullies and this all law procedure. So I wanted to know if you guys had something like that that you can point me in the right direction to get started with and getting my down payment and my title.
Yeah, I would say to start with our free classes where we have the FDCPA,
Okay.
the Truth in Lending Act, 8 elements of a claim, and the admin tips and strategies. Those are 100% free on our website, themightyceu.com, or you can look us up on Facebook and join our free group. And all of those classes are linked in there as well.
Okay.
That'll give you a good foundation. We also have intro to law class we're doing this Tuesday. It's a cheap class, it's $28. That's specifically for anybody who's brand new when it comes to the law. So we're gonna very much try to make it easily digestible so that you can step into the acts that then follow and be able to enforce.
Okay. That's pretty good. Appreciate you.
No problem. Marcus,
How you doing, Jess?
I'm good. I'm good. Yourself?
Hey, I'm all right. Do these laws can you still go after these uh finance companies and repossession companies as long as they still report into your credit report? Like if the cars are already gone, it's been like a year.
Well, obviously, after a year, I wouldn't say getting the car back would be part of the remedy, but yes, you
Right.
can. Because if they're reporting every month, they're attempting to collect it every month. They're violating you every single month, a fresh violation, basically. So you have a lot of the sections, especially like the Truth in Lending Act, even the FDCPA, they're mostly a year from the incident. But if they're consistently reporting every month, then it's renewing every month. That statute of limitations window is still open. Does that make sense?
Right. Okay,
And as
I
long as you
appreciate
got like a contract, you got any proof, you just got like a small piece of proof. That's something to start off with. Because the second that you dispute it with them, they're gonna give you all the rest of the proof that you need. They're gonna give you all the ammunition against them.
Okay. All right. Appreciate that, man. Thank you.
No problem. But yeah, so I never come anywhere and don't do any giveaways. So I want to give away a couple Repo Reaper classes that I'm doing tomorrow. Me and my sister Sophia also did a tag team FCRA class. We broke down the FCRA very thoroughly. I haven't seen that necessarily been done and to that extent. So we also have that class. That's only a $53 class. You get access to that replay. I'm really bad at giving things away because as soon as I start, I don't really know like what to do or how to stop. Let me see. Let me ask Crystal. She's still on. Oh, you know what? Umar, you still on, bro?
Yeah, I'm still here, bro.
Are you here too? All right.
Yeah.
Of course, bro. But
Yeah.
let Twin do it because I want to hear her voice.
I was about to say, she decides one, and I'll let you, Umar, I'll let you decide who you want to give something to as well.
Say
Because
less.
I'm bad at that, bro. I'm bad at that. But Crystal, you decide how we give away a Repo Reaper.
Okay, cool. Let me see. Let's do a riddle, and then whoever can answer, whoever the first person is that can answer the riddle, can get the ticket. Is that fair?
Sounds good to me.
Okay. All right. Let me see. All right. So the riddle says, y'all, I follow you all the time and copy your every move, but you can't touch me or catch me. What am I? Okay, Pratt. Is that the first person?
Shadow.
Yeah,
Pratt.
Shadow's the answer. Pratt Pack.
Yes,
Congratulations.
sir. All right, you got yourself a Repo Reaper class. You got access to the live and the replay. That's an $80 class. I'm gonna write down your name, Pratt Pack. So go ahead, bro, and send me a DM on Instagram at Dukes the Credit Beast with your email so I can make sure that you get that email. It's gonna be going down at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time tomorrow. All right, Umar, what you want to do? How you want to give one away, bro?
All right. What do you call a fish in a bow tie?
A fish in a bow tie.
Let's see who gets it first. No.
Lisa's grimy.
Goldfish?
No.
No. What? How? No. What the?
It's right
get it.
now.
I don't know the answer.
Oh man, Tanya got it.
So fish to kill. Oh, okay, I see that. That's funny.
Oh.
All right.
Oh,
Tanya, you got
God.
access to the Repo Reaper class. So same
DM
thing.
Jesse right now.
Yeah, hit me on a DM on Instagram at Dukes the Credit Beast with your email. And if your name is crazy on Instagram, then put your first name too, so I know it's you. So I know you guys have some names that don't match up. I would have never got it. I didn't know what that was. I didn't know where he was going with that. I had no idea.
Y'all
You
drop
know what?
if Jesse drop bars, drop the I love myself in the chat for him right now.
Hey. Thank you guys. Thank you. I'm just happy to play the role I get to play in anybody's journey out here. Grateful for this platform. I'm grateful for meeting you, bro, because that unlocked all of this, man. The rest is history after taking that seeing that seminar. That's
Bro,
it. You guys have been able to
it's mutual love and respect forever.
Yes, indeed. But you know what? I'm gonna give away one as well. I don't got
less.
riddle like them, but let me see if I let me see. Okay. If you guys, that's kind of such people got in late. Let me see. I was listening to talk about my presentation to see if you guys were paying attention.
That's completely my fault. It's a bunch of people missing because I made a mistake and sent the wrong link out. Somebody messaged me maybe like 5 minutes before you got in and said that I sent the wrong link out. So everybody, when you get the recording, please forgive me.
All right, yeah. Forgive me for being late. I left. It was only supposed to be a 45-minute drive, bro. It took me 2 hours to get here.
You see why
Terrible.
I try to avoid coming back to LA, even though I love LA? Even though I
Yeah,
love Cali, I'm sorry.
yeah. I don't like leaving my house really. I'm usually home.
Yeah, that traffic is too much, man.
All right. So I'll make it easy then. This is just gonna be the first person to hit it. What does the CEU stand for? What does the CEU stand for? First person to put it gets another free ticket to the Repo Reaper class. Consumer enforced. All right, Jack got it. Oh no, my bad. Hugh get June. Oh, man, I'm so bad at the names, bro. Junior HJ.
Who got it, bro? Okay, yeah, Junior, HJ.
Yeah.
I'm not even about to mess my man's name up either because I don't know how to say it.
I was about to say, I was like, you know what? Initials, bro. Initials. I would say. Same thing. Congratulations. You got a free ticket. Stands for the Consumer Enforcement Unit. The CEU is the Consumer Enforcement Unit. So go ahead, send me a DM at Dukes the Credit Beast with your name. I'm not gonna forget that name when you put the name and your address. Your email address, bro. I'll make sure that you get an email out in the morning. But yeah, thank you guys so much, man. That was dope. I had an amazing time. Hope to see some of you guys as well tomorrow. Yeah, bro. Thank you so much, man. Hopefully we do something more like this in the future as well. With not just about repos, but you know what it is.
I got some other plans too. I'm gonna message you after this, bro.
Let's get it. But
and the rest of y'all go get in the class. What's the website again, bro?
It's themightyceu.com.
The Mighty, this for everybody in the recording as well. But check the chat, themightyceu.com. Everybody go there now. Y'all drop the I love myself in the chat. To think Jesse, Sis Sophia, Crystal, is Geneva in here too?
Nah, she's with the family mingling since my sister's 21st birthday party today.
Hey Jesse, he said, do they get the replays if they join the university?
Yeah, if you join the university, you get access to all the previous study halls, all those replays, which we've been going solid now, I want to say, for about 20-something weeks. It's like 20 replays on there, going over various acts. The Repo Reaper class is a standalone class, but if you purchase a ticket to it, yes, you do get access to the replay as well.
I love you more, twin. Jesse, close us out with something good, bro. Just tell us anything.
Just tell us anything.
Show me the law.
Hey. So speaking of that, as you guys, some of you may not know, I have, probably the only consumer law rap album that is out. It's streaming everywhere. It's the 41st chapter, volume 1. And I'm working on volume 2 already. I got a single that's going to drop in December, right before my birthday. My birthday is December 12th. We also have a new member that we're adding to the squad. You guys will get introduced to him in December as well. And you guys just gotta wait for that. But I'm dropping the new member of the squad. I'm dropping a single. January 28th, I'm dropping my book, my very first book. My brother Umar been on me, bro. He's been on me. I need to write one. So I did that already. It's about to be out, it's about to be everywhere. And we got a lot more coming the very beginning of 2024. Like I said, what beats these corporations is the consistency. Don't send a letter out, get a rejection, and stop. Of course, nothing's going to happen for you, right? Nothing happens overnight. And you guys can go out and blame these template sellers for that, because they're the ones that got all these people that don't, then now they don't know. They don't know the law. So it gets a little bit harder now. But that's what we're out here with this movement, man, is for us to learn, be able to protect ourselves and enforce. And I got so much in store too for the next generation. The next generation of consumers are going to be bad, man. If you guys think that I'm bad, you guys worried about the way that I move, just watch what happens with the next generation.
Somebody just said they make beats, bro. They want to link with you. That's my man Joe.
Oh, all right. Yeah, hit me on Dukes the Credit Beast on Instagram, bro. I'll definitely check that out because I'm shopping around for beats right now. But you guys go check out the 41st chapter, volume 1. It's on Spotify, iTunes, anywhere you stream music is there, man. Check out Explosive, Show Me the Law, The Sermon. I got, it's like 14 tracks on there, but I think all of them are nice. I'm a little biased though, but I think all of them are nice.
Yeah, no, I like all the ones I heard, bro. All of them. But let's end it there. We just about to hit an hour, y'all. So y'all stay in contact with Jesse, Sophia, Crystal, the Mighty CEU, all of them.
Yes,
Tag them on Instagram right now. And you already know how we do. And again, please forgive me for sending out the wrong link. And then I'm getting messages now. Everybody's upset, so I'll take that. But they said thank you, bro. But
Nah,
peace and
thank
love
you
to you
guys. I
all.
appreciate
I
it.
love you all, and I love myself.
Let's go. Peace.